positions for the Saraswati Vandana. I request Professor Vivi to please play the Saraswati Vandana. The Saraswati Vandana. I request Professor Vivi to please play the Saraswati Vandana. या वीणावरदण्डवण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता निःशेषजाड्याः शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमा आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदाम् जाड्यान्धकारापहा हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थिताम् वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम् Thank you. I welcome all the participants to the day 4 of Python's workshop. And now I request Mr. Rajat Goel, the speaker of the day, to please start with the session.
Okay, good morning to all of you. I hope you all are good and fine. And let's start with the day 4. Yesterday, due to some network connectivity issue, we have just lost some point in the session. I will cover up that also today, and we will also continue with further topics. So let's start with the data structure in Python, the list, and we will go with tuple, then dictionary, and so on. And we will see how can we apply for loop in two types for it. So let me share my screen so that all you can see. So I'm going to cover all the topics for today and yesterday. Yesterday I talked about list data structure, and the main thing that for the list, you all can hear me properly, isn't it? Yeah, let me go like this. Okay, you all can see my screen, I think. Okay, so for the list, it is just similar as an array in C, C++, or Java, but the main thing that makes it different from the C++, and Java arrays, that is, it supports heterogeneous data type as well. That means it can give multiple kind of data inside the list. Let's say there is a list called A. Okay, to represent the list we have to use a square bracket, and always remember bracket are very particular for every data structure that is available in Python. Like if it is a list, we always use square bracket. Okay, now let's me insert some data here manually. Okay, so as I have said, we can put the string data as well, that heterogeneous data as well. So I am making it a combination of integer, float, string. Okay, and let's see if it print list or not. Okay, so let me say list is, let's see if it print list or not. If I run this, we can see list here. Okay, list is this. This is the list. So it supports actually heterogeneous type of data here. Okay, so let's see what if I do the print for the type of the variable here to make it sure is it a list or something else, let's say. So type is, we just have to say type of variable that I'm using, and the variable that I'm using is A here. A is storing a data, and let's see what type it return as I'm printing the type. Let's see. So in first line, you can see here the type, and in the second line, you can see the data here for that particular type that is, I have given here and storing in A. This is a list, and how can we access a particular element in a list? Let's say, so to access the element in a list, we always have to use the index. Let's say this is a data. This is our data. Let me copy it to Notepad, and let me to tell you something about the indices. So here it is our data, and actually in Python indices start from 0. That means counting of data start from 0. Either we are talking about the list or the string or tuple or etc. If there is a any you know combination of data in a single variable. So here for two list index is 0, for three list index is 1, and similarly it will be increasing like that. 5, 10, or 5.8, it is 7. So these are the list indices that start from 0, and we can access the element of the list by its indices. Let's say I have to access this Python. I have to access this Python because I have to do some further operation with the Python word here that is inside the list. So how I am going to access this element from the list? So it is very easy actually. You just have to figure out or find out what is the index of the element, and we have to go with it. So this word, it is saying the index number 6. I just have to say
Salam kenal semuanya.
how we some of the participant, I think their mic is on. I request all the participants like everyone can listen properly. Request all the participants to mute their mic. Okay. Okay. Let's go further with it. So what I'm A6, it is Python. Okay, that's how we can access the element in a list. We just have to provide the index element, index, and by providing the index, we can get the element from the list. Okay, there are so many methods also available with this data structure, and to find out how many methods are there for this data structure, we just have to say a dot. Okay, to know about the methods that are available for the particular data structure. So for the list, these are the methods that are available here, and we can use that. Just say there is a method called append. How append will work and what append do? Let me tell you how append work and what we do with the append. Append actually add up the element at the end of the list. Okay. So if I say a dot append 7, okay, then I print list again. Okay, so I'm printing list here that is without appending anything, and after that I'm appending an element, and after appending element I'm appending again the same list to see what is the difference between this append. Okay, so here you can see in the first line here it was our original list, and when I have done
Ini ada WhatsApp.
for the 7, This is the list that we have got here, and at the end of the list, we got so. I request all the participants to please mute so that everyone can hear properly. I request admin to remove the participant whose mic is on and making the disturbance. Okay, now it is okay. So let's go further with the list. So this was all about the append function, append methods, and there are some more methods available in the list. So we actually, as I have told you yesterday, if you have listened to the same thing that I'm going to tell, or let me repeat it, that as programming language is as similar as any language that we speak, like English. If we speak English, if you are even a native American or British one, then also you can't. You actually know all the grammatical rule and vocabs that are available in the dictionary. Sometimes you have to find the word in the dictionary, what actually it means. That's how programming language work. You can't remember all the keyword, all the methods, and all the things every time. That's not mean it, because for a better programming, it's just not only about the syntax, it's about logic as well. Okay, so you also need to know how to read the documentation. That is very important, because documentation is a thing that we not only read when we get started with a particular programming language, but we read it all the time when we stuck at any point, because we can't actually remember all the things for a programming language. Or if there is a new version, there can be a, you know, some more functionality with the new version in Python, then you also have to look, take a look for the documentation as well. So you just also need to know how to read the documentation, and how can we get the documentation for a particular topic in a Python. So here, for example, I want to know about the methods available for the list with example. So what you just have to do, you just have to go to the browser and search for list method in Python. Okay, you just have to specific with the things that you want to search, and you will see there are multiple resources for the topic. But I recommend go with the official website, that is https talks.python.org. Okay, this is the official documentation that is provided by Python, and when you go here, you will find the topic that you have searched about, or you can see from the list of container content that is available at the left hand side. Also, you can go to the documentation home and search for the content as well. So here is the list, and for this list you can see all the methods that were appear at the time when I have inserted the thought at there. Okay, so I have used yeah, append there, and you can see the definition what it is saying. It is saying that add an element at the end of the list. Okay, and that's what we have done there. So there are multiple methods available for the list: extend, insert, remove, pop, clear, index, count, sort, reverse, copy. And you can see the definition for all these methods that are available. Okay, and the one good thing that is with the Python documentation is it not only give you the definition or some simple elaboration, but also it provides some exemplar as well. Like you can see here for the fruits, fruits is a list here that is keeping multiple fruits here, and they are using count method here. And what count is doing, actually count is returning the number of occurrence of this particular element. As you can see in a list, apple is occurring 2 times, and this is how it is throwing the output for the count count method that is available here. Let's try it out and see if it work or not as it is saying. So let's say a dot count, and let's count six. We have provided six two times, and this is not six, it is 5.6. So we have provided six two times here, and let's see output if it is throwing or not this same one. Yeah, it is providing two. And what if I insert six some more time to see if it is actually working or not? So we have inserted six more times, and see here it is saying 10 times. Let's count here. One, two, and three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, ten. Yeah, it is correct. And this is how we can read more about and we can get to use with all these methods while we are solving our daily life problem, any general purpose problem or project related problem. So this is how we can get to know about all the methods that is available for the list. And as list, there is one more data structure, but before I go there, let me tell you some basic property of the list. One is the list is mutable in nature. What does that mean actually? List is mutable in nature. That means you can manipulate the data in a list. That means you can delete the data from the list, you can add up the new data to the list, and you can also edit the late data that is inside the list also. So this is the manipulation, and I have already shown you. I have added the six here in the list, and it is working, and it is not throwing an error. Remember, I have appended the value here. Here it was the original list, and in our original list we have provided six so this is proof that we can add or manipulate the data in a list. That is, list is mutable in nature. Okay, and just similar to the list, there is one more data structure that is tuple. But what makes it different? If we have a list, then why we have a tuple? So in tuple is a data structure where you can't manipulate the data. You can't manipulate the data Okay, I think there was an connection error. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so what I have tell you here, why we need tuple when we already have a list. In list we can manipulate the data, but in tuple we can't actually manipulate the data. It will be fixed. We can't add up the new data, we can't delete the new data, and append the new data, and delete the previous data, and we can edit the existing data in the tuple. We can do all these things in list, but we cannot in tuple. So how we initialize tuple, and how we can use the tuple? So as list, I'm using a square bracket. In tuple we just have to say rounded bracket here. Okay, so it is tuple now. It is tuple now. As I have used rounded bracket here, it converted from list to tuple. Now it is a tuple. Now A is storing a tuple. Okay, so what if I print this? So it is printing the value, but and see the square bracket changed to rounded brackets as I have applied in my input screen. So let's see what type Python tell for this data structure, whether it is saying tuple or saying something else. So let's print this. Type is just a message. Type is just a message to get to know what what is the line we are seeing in output screen. So now for get to know about the type of a data here, we have to use type function here, as I have used so many times here. And the data is data is let's say, okay. So let's see. So here you can see type of this data is tuple in output screen. Clearly it is saying it is a type of class tuple. Okay, so tuple data structure is defined in a tuple class in Python, as list is in list class in Python. And the data is, this is our data. You can see here in the second line. And I have already told you that we can't manipulate the data here. But why I'm saying this, we can't manipulate the data here? Because if you say here a thought, then you will find only two methods are available for the tuple. Only two methods. And these methods do not allow any new data insertion or any deletion of the existing data or any manipulation in the existing data. So these data do not allow this. So what we can do with these methods? So it is very easy. If you want to know about the method that is available in tuple, you just have to go for uh, uh, Python documentation, and you can see if there is a tuple, you just have to search for tuple. Here it is saying tuple and sequence. Okay, and let's see whether it is showing the method or not. Okay, in Python documentation for tuple, it is not showing the method. But why it is not showing the method? Because it is showing the method in a single data structure, that is list. Because the working is almost same. You can see here there are two methods available for list tuple, that is count and index. And you can see count here, okay, and index also. Okay, return zero based index in the list of the first item whose value is equal to x. Okay, so what if I print here, print count we have already used. What if I say a dot index of 6? What, let's see what it is doing. Something is wrong, because it is showing red line. Okay, one bracket was missing. Okay, so here, see, this is the advantage of using IDE. There can be a line annotation that tell you about if, yeah, there is something wrong, like this. So here you can see a dot index for the 6, and it is returning 3. Why it is returning 3? Because when you insert a argument for index function, it will return first index of the occurrence in data. First index of occurrence of in the data. So where the first occurrence comes, first occurrence come here, and see the index for the 6 is 3. Okay, that's why it is showing 3. Okay, so this is how we use methods in list and tuple. So we have inserted the list. Actually, we have initialized the list. We haven't took the list from the user side. But what if we want to insert the list from the user side? Actually, what we have to do? Let's see. So in order to take the list from the user, what we have to do? what you just have to do, you just have to take a empty list and you just have to fill it up by from the user side. Okay, so first you have to there can be a lot of different methods, but I'm going to tell you the simplest one with the logical manner. So if you want to take the list from the user side, first you have to ask to the user how many elements you actually want in the list. So let's say I'm using n, the name of the variable is n, where I will take the input from the user that how many elements he or she wants actually in the list. So of course the number of elements going to be integer type, so I'm going to say int. And I have already told you about the input function that we should use to take the input from the user side. I'm saying here enter the number of element you want to insert in the list. Okay, so this is how I'm going to say to take the input from the user how many elements he want in a list. So the logic is, let's suppose user say 5 elements he wants. So what I will do, I will run the loop 5 times, and 5 times I will ask the user for the element, and I will take the element from the user and I will insert it to the list. So this is the logic here that I'm going to use. So what I have said, I have to run a loop for 5 times, and I have to ask the user for the element 5 times. So let's say for I in range, okay, n, because n is the variable that is storing the number of element he or she want. So for I in range n, so let's say a user say 5, then the loop will run 5 times, because the single argument in a for loop, let me recall it one more time. In a single, when we provide single argument in a for loop, then it tells how many times loop is going to be run. Okay, so if I'm saying for I in range n, so if you user provided 5, then it will run 5 times actually. So here I'm going to ask from the user for the for entering the element. So let's say print, uh, I'm going to say enter the element, okay, to the user, and I will take the input from the user. Let's say x equal to, let's say he is going to input all integer type data. So I have bounded it with the integer. Okay, so what I have said here, I have said here enter element, and in x I'm going to take the input, and as I my final um, goal is to add this data to the list. So what I have to do, I have to use the same method that I have told you, that is a dot append x, because in x user will enter the element, and I will take this data and I will insert this data to the list, and let's see if it is working or not. Let's say print, and let's prompt message here list is, and let's print the uh, list here, that is a. You can see here initially the list is empty. Let me also let you see how it print empty list. First I have commented out all the things that I have written, and if you see for the empty list, if I print the empty list, the commented section do not run execute actually. So if you can see here, it is showing the empty list in output screen. See, it is showing the empty list in output screen, and for this empty list there is no element. But when I have applied this logic, let me uncomment it. Okay, when I apply this logic, let's see what the list is after entering the data. Okay, so if I run this, let's see if it is working as we are expecting or not. So let's say 6. I have told to 6. So I the number of element that I want in the list is 6. So there will be 6 element in list. And let's input elements one by one. Let's say 12, 13, 11, 14, 15, 16, So here you can see here is the list, and there are six elements in a list, 12, 13, 11, 14, 15, and 16. Yes, we have entered the list from, we have asked user to enter the list, and we have inserted the list from the user side. Here there are all the element that came from the user side, and it is actually very important for the list. But we can't do the same thing for the tuple, because I have told you tuple is immutable in nature, and I can show you here that we can't do it with the tuple. Let's go with the rounded brackets. Now it is a tuple. Okay, now it is a tuple. Let's see if it work for tuple or not. So here it is saying enter the number of element you want in the list. Let's say I have entered 6, now I have entered 12, and there is an error. Why there is an error? Because tuple can't get the data. It can't be manipulated after it declared. Okay, so as it can't be manipulated, that's why it is throwing an error. So it is hence proof tuple is immutable in nature. As list is mutable in nature, tuple is not mutable in nature. Okay, so let's go with the third data structure in Python, that is actually dictionary. And dictionary is very important a data structure in the Python, because if you are working, let me go with some overview with the dictionary. Why dictionary is very important, so much important in Python? Because if when you will see the dictionary, it actually use curly braces. And if you are familiar with some of the programming language or web development, then you can recall that the JSON type data actually is enclosed with same curly braces. Okay, and for the JSON type data exists in key value pair, and as it is same in Python, Python dictionary contain data in key value pair. Okay, key value pair. Dictionary data Python dictionary contain data in key value pair. So it is just similar like JSON, and this is the functionality of the actual functionality of the dictionary in Python, that we can convert the dictionary in JSON type data and throw as a output if we are building web application using Python or any RESTful APIs, if we want to throw the data in JSON format. Okay, so let's see the dictionary, how we can initialize the dictionary and how actually it works. Okay, so let's say I'm going to say dictionary T1 here like this. We have to use curly braces for the dictionary, and I have to already told you about Python is very specific for the bracket for all the data structure available here in Python. And for dictionary, we always have to use the curly braces. And how dictionary data looks like in a dictionary, for the dictionary data exists in key value pair. So there will be a key for every value of the data. So let's say some of the keys like class. Okay, class, and the value of class is let's say engineering. Okay, let's say another key that is stream, and let's say stream is computer science. Okay, and let's see day here. I don't know why I'm saying day here, but it's a data here. Let's see how it works, because I want to show you that we can insert as well. So here is a very small dictionary that I have inserted actually, and this is how the dictionary initialization looks like. This is how dictionary actually looks like if there is a key and value pair. Here it is key and value pair. Okay, I think there was a glitch. Let me share it again. So here it is a key value pair. It is a first key value pair in Python dictionary, and you can see key and value pair is separated by colon, and the data in the dictionary is separated by comma here. You can see comma in every data separation. Okay, so if I print T1, because T1 is the dictionary that we have initialized. Let's see what happens if it is taking it or not. Yes, this is our dictionary. Okay, so I'm going to do the same that I have done for the list and tuple. We are going to see the type of data as well to just confirmation whether what I have said it is called dictionary or not. So I'm also going to confirm that it is a dictionary, and let me show you again what class it is in Python. So you just have to say print, and I know all you know what I'm going to type here. Type is just a message in a print statement, and I'm going to use type function here. And in type function I'm going to say d1, because I want to get to know what is the type of d1 here. And I'm going to say value is, for the d1 value is this. So let's see how it is going to give. So type is ticked, that is dictionary. Okay, class dictionary, and this is the value. So here got to know that it is a dictionary type, and the values of dictionary as well. But what if we want to access particular value here in a dictionary? That is very actually important. So in order to access any particular value in Python dictionary, you just have to say print. No, actually print is I'm using print to actually show you the output. Let's say there is in D1 there is a class, and class is containing the value engineering. So how you just have to say D1, and the value actually the name of the key that is holding the data, and what is engineering is hold by the key that is class. We can access the value by the keys, and for the engineering the key is class, and similarly for the computer science the key is stream, and similarly here for the 12 the key is day. So if I want to see the class, I just have to say D1 class. Okay. But in order to show you how it is going to see in output screen, I just have to say it inside a print statement. So let's print D1 class. Okay. For D print D1 class, what it is saying, key error. Okay, there is a spelling mistake here. I have okay, and spelling is once again wrong. So here is the correct spelling. Okay, so here you can see for D1 class, we got the value, and you also got to know one more thing by the chance. If there is a key that we pass for getting the data, and if it do not exist, what it say key error. So if there is a key error, you can finalize that the key doesn't exist in a dictionary. Let me show you it again. If I let's say there is section section actually do not exist in D1. So it will throw an error, and what will be the error? That is key error. It is saying key error. That means section doesn't exist. And what if I insert section here? Let's say section. Okay, and let's say for the section A. Okay, and for the same print statement, you can see this time there is no error because there is the key that actually exists in uh, dictionary, that is D1. Okay, so what will happen if we give uh, the same key once again in a dictionary? Actually, the definition in the dictionary say that okay, let me give 1 second. Let me get some water. Give me just 1 second. Okay, thank you all. Let's continue. So here in D1, I have asked the data for the section key. So what in Python dictionary it says for a single dictionary, if there can't be multiple keys, multiple keys with the same um, abbreviation. Okay, that means if there is a key called class, there can't be another key in the same dictionary with the same abbreviation called class. Okay, for the same name of the key, there can't be any key in the same dictionary. So what if I give class once again? What will happen actually? So let me copy the abbreviation here. I just don't want to enter one more time the wrong spelling. So let's say here 123. Okay, or let's say a string value uh, that is uh, um, engineering, let's say arts. Okay, and what if we ask the data for class? Okay, and let's see what is going to be the output here. So guess if there will be any error or something else. So let's see the output. It's saying arts. That means if we give same key name again in a dictionary, then it will overlap the value. And print what if I print D1? What if I print only D1? What is the value of dictionary? So let's say for a prompt message, because we are printing multiple messages here, value of dictionary. Okay, value of dictionary. So here I have to say comma here, and let's see what is going to be the output. You can see here in this Python dictionary, uh, there are no keys with the same name. Okay, no multiple keys with the same name. There is no duplication of key in a dictionary because key duplication do not allow in dictionary. But if we are giving the duplicate key, then what ultimately going to happen? The last key value pair is going to replace the existing key value pair where the key name is the same. Okay, so arts replace the this key value pair, replace this the initial key value pair. Okay, so what if I give value to the existing key value pair? Let's say there is a let's remove this class here, and let's say there is no section here. Let me say here like this. What will happen if I say d1 section equal to I can use single quote as well because Python allows single and double both kind of quotes. But my habit is when I work with the dictionary, I always use double quotes. Why? You will get to know that when you will develop web application, because in JSON data type, JSON accept double quotes if there is a string data, and if that's why in order to reduce the chances of error, I use the double quotes while handling the dictionary data structure. So it's in my habit. You can use single quotes as well. Let's use single quote so that it will be confirmed that you can use double or single both kind of quotes anywhere. So let's say section is uh, D. So there is no section key in D1. You can see there is no section key in D1, but here I'm saying D1 section, and I'm inserting D in D1 section. So let's see what is going to happen. Let's print the dictionary. Okay, dictionary is okay, and D1. Let's see what is going to happen. So here you can see it inserted the key value pair called section and with the value D. Okay, so this is how we can end up with enter data in dictionary. This is how we can enter data in dictionary. Okay, so what if I give an array as a value in a dictionary? Will it work or not? So in between, while I'm entering the data, let assume if it work or not. So instead of D, let me say here A, comma, B, comma, C, comma, D. One of the parties has mic open. I request all the participant to mute their mic. Okay. So here in between, while I'm entering the data, let section. Okay, D1 section, I'm inserting the list. Guess if it will work or not, and I give you 5 seconds. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's see the output for D1, whether it will take list as a value or not. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so you can see here for the section there is a list output. Okay, I think my screen is not shared. Let me share my screen. I'm so sorry. Okay, so here in D1 section, I hope you all can see my screen. So here for the D1 section, I have taken a list as a value, not a single value. I took list as, and you can see in output screen in for the section key, here is the list. What if I give another dictionary as a value of key? Like here I'm saying computer science, but what if I say computer science? So, dictionary inside a dictionary where the inside dictionary is a value of particular key. So, what if I say So let me reformat it. If you are initializing a dictionary, and if there is a big line, you can chunk it in multiple line as well for the sake of convenience. Okay, so for this stream, I'm saying computer science. So here it became a key. Computer science became a key, and for the computer science, I'm going to give the value CS, and I'm going to say I think there was a glitch in network. So let me share my one screen once again. Okay, here is the list. Here, what I have done in a dictionary, there is a key called class, and for this key, there is a value engineering, and for the second key name is a stream, and for this key, I have a value as a dictionary. Here we have dictionary inside a dictionary, where the inside dictionary is the value of the key of the parent dictionary. And for this dictionary, computer science is a key, CS is a value, and mechanical is a key, and ME is a value. And here we have another key value pair called day, and another key value pair called section and A. So let's print D1 and let's see whether it is working or not. And in between of that, let me remove the actually section as I can keep section. Let me remove section here. Okay, why I'm removing it? Because I'm already inserting in the line. Okay, and let's print the dictionary and see if it is working or not. Okay, so here I'm printing the dictionary. Here you can see the entire dictionary, where there is a dictionary as a value of a key of parent dictionary. But here it is very interesting. How we can get this CS? How we can get the value as a CS? How can we access this key? How we access this key? This is very important actually. So what you have to do in D1, there is a key called stream. Okay, so what I'm going to say, for D1 stream, I want to get in D1 stream, I have computer science. So if there is a dictionary inside dictionary, that is data inside data, and this is how you can get the data, that is data inside data. So let me say here data is okay, and let's see whether it is going to print CS or not. Okay, let's see. So here we go, we have accessed CS, that is data inside data. It is very important. Okay, so this is how we dictionary works in Python. I have shown you how we can initialize dictionary, what kind of data dictionary can handle, and how we can insert a new data in a dictionary, how can we manipulate the existing data in dictionary, how can we access data inside data in dictionary, how list work, how tuple work, how can we take uh, list input from the user side. This is all I have told you today, and it was really a good session for today. We have covered so many things today, and tomorrow we will talk more about the Python functions, and we will see some exampler programs as well for the Python function. You can practice. I have told you about the basic syntax and basic data structure, how the data structure work, how the things works in Python. If you want to get more practice with the Python, you just have to go with the basic problems. Okay, and if you solve these if you solve problems by yourself, then only you can get a better approach the particular programming language. Now here it is a Python. If you do not practice, if you just see the video or just read the books, then it will not work actually. You just have to get problems and solve in day by day basis. You have to spend time on programming. You have to do programming, and only that by practicing you can get to know any of the programming language. Okay, this is how the basic works. When I have started name, I the knowledge of the data structure, how syntax work, what is the meaning of this, meaning of this, and I have started solving programmatical problems like one by one. Then I get a lot of practice with that problems. Now I know about syntax and the deep side, the basics of the syntax. So this is how you also can get to know about the programming language. So you have to pick problems from the internet, from the friends, or from the college or school, and practice day by day, and your Python will be better, or any other programming language that you are practicing will be better. And it's all of for the today, and we will start tomorrow at the same time with Python function. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajat sir. It was a wonderful session, and I'm sure all the participants would have learned a lot from you. So I'm immensely thankful to the coordinators, Dr. Nurul Islam from Kanpur Institute of Technology and Professor Vivi Rantung for arranging this session. Special thanks to Director KIT, Dr. Brijesh Vashne sir, Dean of Engineering Faculty, Dr. H. Kemwan, all the dignitaries from both the institutes, faculty members, and of course, all the students from India and Indonesia for being an active participant. Once again, thank you everyone, and we look forward for tomorrow's, which is the last session for the workshop. Same time, sharp 10 a.m. 10 a.m. We shall meet you. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Bushra ma'am. Professor Vivi Rantung, you can now close the Zoom.
बंद कर दिया।
Halo. Prof Nurul. Prof Nurul. Mana dia, Kang? Tidak ada. Prof Nurul. Oh, today attendance. Renaldi. Renaldi, putus ini atau apa, Cik WC?
Ya, Anci.
Itu instruktur P apa?
Audible, isn't it? Programming language. Actually, the arithmetic operator in the Python is similar used in other programming languages as well. So it is 5 or what if I do float? I'm sorry, sir.
All of you, please maintain our decorum and mute your side.
Renaldi. Renaldi. Everyone to the attendance already. I already put it in. Chat box.
Ya, Anci, bagaimana, Anci?
Itu Bapak mana ya, Renaldi?
So, keluar, Anci.
Internet buku satu selesai.
Iya, sudah selesai. Mar dorang dak kasih DP today attendance.
Oh, tunggu DP absen. Oh, yo. Sudah. So everyone
Iya, tunggu DP absen, makanya bangkal jabatannya tuh. Dan kemarin ndak ada DP attendance, Ci.
Aduh, iyo Kang. Isi jo yang ini. Kita kemana Renaldi yang pengumuman? Cik dia nggak lebih jago. Siapa jo Renaldi?
The arithmetic operator in Python is
Berarti kita tinggal mendengar semua kari kisuklar. Okay, everyone, the meeting is over, so I will end the meeting soon. And don't forget to fill in the attendance for today.
Baik, Ci. Thank you, Ci.
Baik, Ci. Terima kasih, Ci.
Ya, Immanuel. Terima kasih Claudia, Patricia, Eke, Bayan.
Wasting much of the time.
Terima kasih, Ci. Izin layar.
Ya.
All the participants, please be attentive, and I request the speaker, Mr. Rajat Goel, to please start with the session.